wave?
My whole life, I had always known I wanted to attend Kansas State University. From a young age, my parents always dressed me in K-State attire like this one here. Even though I had spent my whole life in Lincoln, Nebraska, which is home to the University of Nebraska, nothing was going to stop me from going out of state and going to college where I had always dreamed of. My family had always been Kansas State fans and also attended Kansas State. I grew up attending K-State football, basketball, and baseball events and spent a lot of my childhood in Manhattan. When applying to K-State, signing up for classes, and moving to Manhattan, I didn't realize what I was getting myself into or what I was going to learn over the next year. Over the course of my freshman year, the main thing I learned was how to adjust to the different style of education, how to become independent, and what it was like to pick up and move from one state to another and be forced to create new friendships and relationships with the new people around me. Coming into college, I knew it would be harder than high school, but I sort of just assumed that I would have to study a little bit before each test and complete my homework, and I would be just fine. But after my first test of just studying a little bit before, I got a rude awakening. After my first test, I was determined to do better on the next one and be successful in my first year. I just had to find the right way to study. I began to spend most of my breaks in the library reviewing information, creating note cards, and attending study groups for my classes. My sorority also required me to have at least 6 study hours a week and offered a tutoring program that really helped guide me in the right way and succeed in my classes. After surviving my first semester with decent grades, I was able to come into second semester stronger and have learned study habits I needed to accomplish solid grades. Manhattan is a little over 2 hours away from my hometown of Lincoln, Nebraska, and because of the distance, I was unable to go home as often as I might have wanted to. Being away from my parents and not being able to see them every day or even every week caused me to become independent and grow up very quickly. The first month of being on my own, I had learned to manage my money, how to grocery shop for myself, and overall learn how to take care of myself. I also had to hold myself accountable for things that I had never had to before. I had to make myself do my homework and study since my parents weren't there to pester me about getting it done. I also had to make sure I got to bed at a decent hour and woke up in time for class. Learning these habits was something I had to do on my own and start to hold myself accountable for these things.